So we must Indianize the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And the only way we can do it is through education, to put educated Indians in that position. Of course, when you put educated Indians in there, we still have another problem. Money disappears. We don't know what happened to it. Such is life, it's an easy come and easy go. Everything disappears. We elect the beautiful tribal chairman and $2 million is gone. The life of the Indian on the reservation is no different than what goes on in Switzerland. It's a political rhetoric. It's the same thing. What goes on in your countries, in your cantons, in your cities, the same goes on in the Indian reservation. And it's dealing with millions of dollars. I don't know what happens to it. No one cares anymore. But my daughter is traveling with me as a grown-up for the first time. So she's turned 18 years old a few months ago. We've been traveling since September. We've been in every country, I think, giving talks, and we're starting projects on the reservation for the White Buffalo Calf Pipe Society on Rosebud Reservation, which is a battered women's, the shelter for battered women who get beat up by their husbands, and beat up by the children. And we're working in America with all the teenagers. We're just working with teenagers. And we have in this teenager, I don't fit in because it's been a long time since I've been a teenager, but sometimes I feel like I'm mentally maybe, but my daughter's been working on this for a long time on having teenagers not drug-related, alcohol-related, because as a lot of people know, that's one of our biggest problems on our reservation. So what we're doing is we're raising food and clothing for using the teenagers of America. We're starting from New York. We're using rock groups, rock bands that are anti-drugs. No alcohol, no drugs. Bands that, young people that have bands like this called children. We're using these people to raise funds for places like that with problems of alcoholism, drug problems. And I got deeply involved in it when I find one of my sun dancers committing suicide. A beautiful man, 12 years of sun dancing, commits suicide with no problems of alcohol and drug. Then you have to wonder what's going on, what's taking place in our world. And this is what we are doing, and at least this is what my daughter is doing, and traveling with me to sort of centered something to go into helping the battered women of the Rosebud Reservation. And I have a lot of problem with it, and we start to use the teenagers, start using young people, because it's the young people's world. All of us old people are not, we have to allow the young people to do things to help each other, rather than in the world of drugs, in the world of alcohol, to allow these young people to start to work together. And I'm happy to see a lot of young faces here, young people, and it's good to see that. To start if you want to help in that way. It's a beautiful thing, because it's devastating to the Indian on the reservation. When you see some of the medicine men drunk, then it hurts like hell, to see a healer drinking, using drugs, and cannot help anybody anymore. To reach out and help them, no matter who they are and where they're at, and to help each other. We get a lot of negative things from people about medicine people, but all I can say is let those people handle their own political problems. Don't get involved in it with political problems of Indians, because you will become part of the problem. It is better that the Indians, we have the tribal chairman on Pine Ridge, he's a sun dancer. We have a new tribal chairman on Rosebud, he's also a sun dancer. And they have made a resolutions there will be no more white people sun dancing on Rosebud and Pine Ridge, 1992, 93, 94, 95, and 96. That's a resolution. So I want to just let you know about that resolution, because there has been many European people sun dancing at our Sundance. And we want them to stop only for one reason, and that is to unify the Lakota people back again. So when you're sun dancing out there as a European man, you become part of the problem. And it hurts the people at the Sundance. And old people don't want to go to a Sundance. That's European people dancing. Just want to say that, so maybe you know of somebody that dances at some Sundance. Be careful. I'm not telling you don't Sundance. All I'm telling you is a resolution that has been made that will be passed in January. And so I tell you this ahead of time so you will know. So if you really want to support, somebody wants to support us at the Sundance, just pull back for 4 years and let the Lakota people come back together. Because they're scattered all over the United States, and there's Sundances in places where there shouldn't be a Sundance. So those are just something my nephew Salloway, who's a tribal chairman in Pine Ridge, has asked me to relate to people all over the world. So wherever we go, where there's a gathering like this, we bring this out so you will know. There are many people from this country that come to our Sundance, and they don't dance, but they come and help. And to them we say thank you to them. There's been at least 5 or 6 people that I know of from Switzerland that come to Crow Dog Sundance, and they're always there to help us, medically or spiritually. And we appreciate that very much. Because as these days, if it's hard everywhere in the world, it's harder on the reservation. Because many of you people who don't know what goes on the reservation is, you call America a capitalist country. But within this capitalist country, in America, the Indian reservations are a socialist setting. What it means is that from the U.S. government, we get social medicine. We have our own hospitals. We have our own jails. We have our own policemen. And the saddest part about our policemen on the Rosebud Reservation, or any reservation in America, is that all of them had FBI training. They have to. That is part of the program. They have to take FBI training to be a tribal policeman. So that means they can go anywhere where they are needed in the world by the FBI.